Hello, welcome to Sue's Foods, and today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful bowl of leek and potato soup. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can make it too. So the reason I decided to do leek and potato soup today was because of this. I always like a bargain. So these were something like 29p they worked out at in Aldi. Got a couple of potatoes, I've got my salt and pepper, I've got my garlic, and I've got my stock powder. I really love this one, it's absolutely gorgeous. I also need a little bit of butter because I'm going to fry off my leeks in butter. But first things first, I'm going to prepare the leeks and the potatoes. So to prepare the leeks, chop the end off. Chop some of the mankier tails off, but you can keep a little bit. And then I'm going to slice it down here, not all the way through, just 3/4 of the way through, so it opens like this, and then I can rinse it under the tap, which is what I'm going to do now. And once that's rinsed, I'm just going to simply slice it up. Don't come at me for my knife skills. I'm not a chef. Just put some heat under my nice big pan. This is an old pressure cooker. I don't ever use it as a pressure cooker, but it's a great soup pan. And into that we're going to put a nice blob of butter. And while that's melting, I'm just going to prepare my garlic. Little tiny slices. Well, I don't mind big chunks of garlic actually. This butter's getting nicely melted now, so I'm going to pop in my leeks. And my garlic. And I'm going to stir that around till it caramelises in the butter. I'm just going to give that a little rest and get my potatoes ready. So we're peeled and we're going to cut them into just small little chunks. And when those leeks get all nice and soft, I'm going to pop the potatoes in and give them a stir. Get that butter all over those potatoes. So as this is starting to soften, just stick a kettle on to boil. And when the kettle's boiled, we're going to cover that vegetables with boiling water. You can always add more if you need it later. Make sure, I'm going to add a little bit more actually. Make sure all the bits off the side of your pan. And I'm going to stir in a couple of teaspoons of that stock powder. I'm also going to add in a little bit of salt and pepper. I grated it onto a plate, or ground my salt and pepper onto a plate, because I find that if you do it over a hot pan, it can mess up your grinders. So a bit of salt and pepper. Might need to add a little bit more seasoning afterwards, but that's fine. And then we're going to boil it for about, or simmer it, don't boil its bum off. Simmer it for about 15-20 minutes. And then check if the potatoes are soft. So just leave that alone to simmer. So we're bubbling away nicely. We've been bubbling away for about 15 minutes. Oh, and you can see that those potatoes are breaking down. I don't really need to stick a fork in them. Nice and soft. Now that's really quite thick, so I'm going to add a little bit more boiled water in before I blend it, because I don't want the soup to be too thick. And then I'm going to take it off the heat, and I'm going to go in with my stick blender and make it nice and smooth. I hate chunky soup, really don't like it. I like to just have a nice smooth soup. So we're going to go in and we're going to blend it up. Let's give that a taste test, just to see if we need a little bit more seasoning. A touch of salt and maybe a little bit of pepper. Now, I like things to be a little bit spicy, so I'm going to go in with a few chili flakes. But you can leave this out if you don't like heat. And just give it another quick pulse. Get your blender off and get it washed straight away, because it makes life so much easier if you just run it under the tap and get it washed straight away. Right, I'm going to serve it up. How delicious does that look? Let's give it a try. Lovely and warming for such a cold day. That is really so good. Lovely and creamy. And it's just healthy and good for you. Give it a go. Let me know what you think. Till next time, happy cooking.